It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Clipcard, and welcome back to the Community RPG Maker Project. If you stumble across this or are new here, for more than a year I have been building a game in RPG Maker MZ while trying to incorporate as many ideas and suggestions from chatters, viewers, and commentators as possible. Anybody is welcome to participate in the project. All you have to do is share your thoughts and ideas. You can do that by chatting. If you catch one of the live streams, you can leave comments on any of the VODs or videos in the series. I'll see them all. Or you can join the channel Discord. There's a link down in the description to that. Basically, if you can give ideas that can be added to this project, most likely I am going to try to find some way to integrate them. Good morning, Coles. Good morning, Aubrey. Welcome. Quill, show the achievements. Okay, so I have decided that we are going to add achievements to this game. I haven't done any of the work on that system yet. It's something that we are going to sort of collect ideas for, and as we get closer to the end, we're just going to integrate all of them. It's going to be a lot easier to keep them all nice and orderly if we wait till the end of the project to integrate it, but we can sort of work on developing the skeleton for that system before we get to that point. Anyway, sorry I couldn't be here last week. I was feeling rather ill. I've got probably a couple hours on which to work on the project today. I am sorry, I am a bit low energy today. It's been a lot. Life is challenging sometimes. Oh, there we go. Let's turn down the music a bit. Anyway, where are we at? So, a quick overview. We are currently doing a series of stories and quests which are all taking place on this archipelago here. And they are centered around this structure here, which is the headquarters in the factory of the Pepsi Company, because I have lost all control of my life. Anyway, currently we are building a tower dungeon that is on this island, where a pair of magical cat twins are getting ready to use the teleporter on the top floor of their facility to travel to the factory that is underneath the Pepsi headquarters so that they can commune with their root beer gods through the rift. Because I've lost all control of my life. Alright. Anywho, we've got our notes here for what we're going to be focusing on this stream. More scenes here at the cat base, just to sort of hype the players up and sort of define their next mission. Planning and initial design for the Pepsi factory, And we also need to add the white gorilla scene for Act 3, which I think we will start with today just because it's a very simple thing that we can do. So we're going to take our white gorilla and let's see. Where is the... Where are my special... where are my special swamps? Here we go. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of reworking right here. This is where we are going to have the gorilla. Sure. So here is our white gorilla. So this is active if we're on Gorilla Quest 4. And then he disappears if we get to Gorilla Quest 5. And we basically just need to make some kind of a scene. Let me think. This is probably the best location to put him. Okay. Oh god. Just gotta reply to this. No, the down-facing one doesn't really look good. Damn. Okay, well, if we can't ever have him face down... No, we could just have him like this. That's fine. We don't need him direction fixed. Perhaps instead of having him fight, here we could just have him like collecting something. What would work as like a big old crystal or something that he's collecting? Sure. That should work. Alright. So you interact with the gorilla, he turns to face you. That's fine. Okay. So, where is the white gorilla face? Surely I made one. There's no way that I didn't make a gorilla face. Unless I just didn't. Hold on. We can check here at the Graveyard Gardens. Okay, so I never did, I just gave him a name. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Adventurers. You have made it to the swamps as well. That's fine. He does that, then he faces down again. And he will say, I really want to get Tomodachi Life, but I'm broke. Yeah, I know that feeling. No. I have been seeking this, I've been seeking this material to aid in the reforging of the legendary divine gun I mean, Excalibur kind of just works. I have been seeking this material to aid in the reforging of the legendary divine gun Excalibur 45. Across hellish wastes and through the deadliest of foes, I have sought this place, and at last I have laid my eyes upon the gunite from which it was made so long ago by the ancient gun sages of Bullet Home. Why the fuck not? Yeah, this all makes sense. I wish you luck on your journey as well. Okay, and then we'll fade out. We'll hit a switch. And then we'll fade back in. Okay. So that is going to be Gorilla Scene for Act 3. I think that's fine. Yeah, so in the last one, if you give... Yeah, you have to give him a tasty amulet. We also had an applause last time when he left. Okay. So I think we should have another another conditional thing here to advance it. So let's take this conditional. And let's make it so that you have to have something in order to mine it. Okay. Have this event turned down. We don't need that. Let's just have like a hit sound effect. No, let's just go with an earth sound effect. Just like that. Okay. And then... Okay. Once more, you have done me a great service. I thank you. Okay. And then this event, turn toward player. I have to go now. My planet needs me. Fade out. Applause. So I have an idea of what we need to offer him in order to help. I just need to make sure that Cole's crowbar cannot be sold. Yes. Okay, Cole's crowbar cannot be sold. But this material is so much harder than I anticipated. I would need a special tool to mine some of it. The songs of the ancient gun folk speak of an artifact known as Cole's crowbar, which should do the job. But I have no idea where such a thing can be found. Okay, so if the party has... if the party has Cole's crowbar... if the party has the Cole's crowbar, and this is going to be Gorilla the White, is that the mythical Cole's crowbar you have? May I please borrow it for just a second? Okay. If the party has Cole's we really don't need an else. If yes... we don't need this. Turn down. You don't lose the crowbar or anything. Okay. I think this is the finished event for the Act 3 encounter with Gorilla the White. Let's give it a look. Here you go, Coles. We're having more special stuff with the crowbar. There we go. it looks so dumb. It's so out of place. Okay, but sure. Ah, adventurers! You have made it to the swamps. I have been seeking this material to aid in the reforging of the legendary divine gun, Excalibur 45. Across hellish wastes and through the deadliest of foes, I have sought this place, and at last I have laid my eyes upon the gunite from which it was made so long ago by the ancient gun sages of Bulletholm. But this material is so much harder than I anticipated. I would need a special tool to mine some of it. The songs of the ancient gunfolk speak of an artifact known as Cole's crowbar, which should do the job, but I have no idea where such a thing can be found. Gasp! Is that the mythical Cole's crowbar you have? May I please borrow it for just a second now? I wish you luck on your journey. Okay, so we need something that happens if you say no. Alright. Yes, no. Okay, all of this needs to be folded into the yes option, which it already is. Adjust the switch that we're using. When no. I understand your hesitation. Should you change your mind, I will be waiting here. I assure you that the crowbar will not be harmed or lost. Okay. So when he notices that the party has the crowbar, the first thing he's going to do is turn up. Okay. And then we just add like a 1 second wait here. Okay. And then we'll have one extra line. No, that's fine. Okay, so the Act 3 Gorilla the White has been added. And now let's move on to our next thing. More scenes at the cat base, more basic... God, I can barely think right now. Got an achievement idea. Chatterbox. Talk to 150 NPCs. Ugh. 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 I mean, it definitely could be done without. Well, I would have to make a self-switch copy on basically every NPC in the entire world, which can be done and would probably not be as much of a hassle as it might sound like it would be. Let's just get back for this for now. So we have the scene with the cat here. So then we go up a level. Just make a few stairs real quick. That will go here. That tower flying minigame should have an achievement. Yes, we can do that very easily. Let's actually do this here. Future achievements to add. Of course, various boss progressions. We definitely want those. All optional spell choices. All dragon forms. All dragon level ups. The shooting gallery mini game. The Spire Flight mini game, Kroll's Crowbar, Malter's Ammo. I don't need this part of the notes. That's fine. Okay. So those stairs should work fine. Always have to check again whenever I accidentally hit cancel. And this one goes up to the next level. And then this is the last stairway in the cat base, which goes down a level. Okay, perfect. Which one is the good cat? Okay, Magic Cat 2 is the good cat, which is this one, which is the white one. Okay. So they are going to be standing right here, waiting. Okay. So this is going to be cat scene 2. This is going to be cat scene 3. Okay. That should be fine. Alright. And then we'll put another magic cat here. And then a final magic cat here. That should be fine. We will copy a little something from the Pepsi Portation realm. Okay. This is just the general teleportation thing that we have been using. Just like that. And we're going to tie that to an event here. Hold on. This is Wallachia. This is the Pepsi Land Swamp. Okay. We can just add another area, because this is basically directly south of the Pepsi Portation area. Okay. That is fine. Throw some of these along the bottom. Okay. So, in the end, this is just going to unlock another another Pepsi Portation thing. Okay. So this is going to be cat-based Pepsi Portation. We'll just call it cat-based Pepsi Port. Would you like to teleport to would you like to teleport to Secret Jungle Base? What are we calling this place? What am I calling it in the map files? Hidden Tower. Okay. Would you like to teleport to the Hidden Tower? Yes. And that teleports you right there. Perfect. So now I need some kind of a something that I can use. I mean, this kind of works. We'll just make it into this tower. That's fine. Adjust the map a little bit. So this way, when we leave, when we go through the teleporter, Then we're back here in the Pepsi portation realm, which will sort of let you, you know, go anywhere that you might want to go. And look at that. We never actually finished doing the proper map work for this. Why are there so many sections on this map where I never added, like, the little bottoms? Alright, well, it's fixed now. But anyway, this will let you Pepsi port... Oh. Hold on. I never made these work. These are all going to Wallachia. I can't believe I never made these work properly. Okay. So, yes, you need the Pepsi Land Orb. Would you like to pass Pepsi Port to Pepsi Headquarters? I think this was a placeholder that I never came back to fix. But this should take you to... the Pepsi headquarters, which are here, facing down. Okay. And now we just need to adjust the visual. So the players will be able to teleport directly back into the Pepsi factory from here. We can have a special version of the third floor with, like, some injured malters. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Mega Starmie and competitive is hella polarizing. Interesting. Alright. So now we have 3 more opportunities for some cat briefing. Okay. And this needs to be the white cat, I believe, because this one just has a black cat. Okay. Oh, God. Yes. Okay. So we'll just have some basic text here. This isn't going to be an especially deep exposition dump. I am genuinely just too tired to do this. Let me have a drink of my tea and think a little more about this. Okay. So how do I do this? You know of the Pepsi headquarters, don't you?
Morning, hon.
There is a great rift within the Pepsi factory beneath the office that leads into the soda between dimensions. It is there that my brother and I would commune with the vile root beer gods. Honestly, that's enough. That's fine. Okay, so up, 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 left, left, left. A little more up, a little more left. Left, 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 left. Alright, and then that turns on the switch to advance the story. There that my brother and I would commune with the vile root beer gods. Okay. Yep. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright, cat. Okay, cat walks out of sight. Remove one of the ups. He can move. We can take out 3 of the lefts, add an up, and at that point he's out of sight. That should be good enough, I think. We're actually going to have a good chunk of time to do some initial work on the Pepsi factory today, which I am quite happy about. You know of the Pepsi headquarters, don't you? There's a great rift within the Pepsi factory beneath the office that leads into the soda between dimensions. It is there that my brother and I would commune with the vile root beer gods. Cat wanders off, leaves. Okay, then we have the next talk, and then cutscene. No, oh, this one can turn off when we do the Pepsi port, and that'll be fine. Okay. So let's review exactly what information the players have been told already. Okay. My name is Sora. The other cat was my brother Sauri. We are bound to the root beer gods and trying to find a way to break free. They mentioned that they came from Wallachia. They fled as refugees. Okay, they mention the plot. Okay. So we can expand a little bit on their plans to incite conflict between the cat folk and the bat folk. But otherwise... Otherwise, we're basically good. Okay. I am barely functional this morning. Okay. How do we say this? We had originally planned to incite We had planned to incite conflict between the cat folk and the bat folk. And harvest souls during the ensuing war. How do I express this incredibly stupid plot point? That's what I'm not seeing in my head. I'm not seeing the way to do this. To manipulate the locals into war and feed the souls. Okay. Maybe we just want to gloss over that. It's such a stupid and confusing plot point that is not especially well reflected in the actual gameplay and world. So let's just approach something different. I am not strong enough to stop my brother on my own. I am not strong enough to oppose the root beer gods. But you? You have a fucking dragon on your team. Surely you can do it. I mean, that is a good point. So this event, down. Those are turn downs, not move downs. Okay. So throw in a bunch of down movement. Turn on cutscene 3. That should be fine. And then lastly, we talk to the cat here. Okay. this old tower has a connection to the Pepsi portation network. I can open the way. Sure, I can open the way. Movement, this event, wait, up. Okay. Why are so many evil men named Jeff? I do not know. I can open the way, okay, I will meet you in the basement level of Pepsi headquarters. Take this key card. It will let you use the elevator to reach the factory floor. Okay. You received the Pepsi HQ key card. And we'll add an item. Where are we putting, like, all my keys and stuff? Sure, that's fine. So we need item number 49, which will be the Pepsi HQ key card. And sure, that looks fine. A small plastic card enchanted to act as a key. Allows the Pepsi HQ elevator to go to the factory. To go down. Okay. A small plastic card. A small plastic card used as a key. There we go. Allows the Pepsi HQ elevator to go down to the factory level. Okay. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. I did that in the wrong slot. This is supposed to be the Codex Astartes. God damn it. Yes, it's consumable. Freaking hell, man. Okay, one ally, only in the menu screen. And it's supposed to grow all of your stats. You know what? Let's make it an especially good item. It's just okay. A book filled with obscure and bizarre rules, rituals, and regulations. Book filled with obscure and regulations increases all stats. Okay. So we're gonna need a lot of stat growth here. Max MP, plus 50, fine. Attack, we're just going to... I don't know. 5... Let's just make it 10. Just 10 stat points across the board in everything. That's fine. It makes it easier to keep track of. Yeah, I am starting to lose it a bit. My focus is waning. Okay, increases all stats by 10. Okay. So I fixed the Codex Astartes. I have the Pepsi HQ key card. Okay, so your current position is here. So you're going to go up, up, and cast some kind of ritual. So this event, move up, move up. We're going to show an animation on, I don't know, something. Okay. Light 3 centered on that. Wait a good second, and then yeah, okay. And then at that point, you turn on through, you move up, you go transparent. Okay. Do that. Animation on this event, power down, wait. And then movement, this event, become transparent. Okay. That is fine. Oh boy. No, wait for completion here. Don't wait for completion here. Okay. So at this point, the player threw on, move up, threw off. Okay. No, I need to grab all this. Transparent on, and then we follow, gather followers. Okay. And then the Pepsi portation realm left. And we turn on the switch for the cat-based Pepsi port. Okay, I'm sure that something here is going to break, but let's just go through the entire sequence of events with the cats, just to make sure we're fine. Okay. They've arrived. I told you I was being followed. I suppose you had to be right eventually. What's that supposed to mean? Your paranoia has been getting worse. You've been convinced you were being followed for days, and clearly I was right. If there's a Wild West, does it mean there's a Wacky West too? Yes, there is. Who are you? Why have you been causing trouble? Minions, stop them. Okay, we have the big fight. I'm just very low energy. I'm only on 5 hours of sleep. I genuinely am only on 5 hours of sleep. That's all it is. I'm actually having a really good time working on this, to be honest. It's just that when I get tired, I go complete monotone. God damn, this guy's a dick. Ice Storm. Okay. Yeah, it's totally fine. We're going to drop all of our powers here. Yeah, we basically got this figured out. Oof, soul suckers are nasty. Luckily, Malter is stupidly powerful. Nice. That didn't work. I'll deal with them. Go prepare for the summoning. Be careful, they are stronger than they appear. I see. Okay. So, when Magic Cat 1 moves, he needs a through command. There we go. We have like a 10-year-old crowbar in our back pocket. It's probably thousands of years old. This crowbar is clearly part of some ancient craziness. Otherwise, why would the Why would Gorilla the White want this so much? Need it in order to get the gunite so they can craft the legendary guns. What the fuck am I doing? Seriously. What is this project? Alright, we already know the fight's fine, so... Debug. 3, 2, 1. Explosion. Cool. It's supposed to be my actual crowbar. One I got from my aunt's wife for my 9th birthday. Fascinating. Okay. So you're next, huh? Bring it on. Quiet. Just wait a second. I think he's out of earshot now. Please, you have to help me. What? My name is Sora. The other cat was my brother Sauri. We are bound to the root beer gods and trying to find a way to break free. Please help us, at least listen to my story. I don't understand. My brother and I lived in Wallachia. Something terrible happened there. It's strange the details are all so murky, but we fled the city to find safety. We were pursued by the undead the whole way. We had to use haphazard methods to reach these lands. We had nothing. The locals would not help us. Neither the Batfolk nor the Catfolk would offer us respite. Alone, sickly, and injured, we did not think we would survive until they appeared before us. The root beer gods spoke to us from a rift and offered to save our lives in exchange for our souls. Sorry, what was that? I'm really high right now. Basically, otherworldly gods offered to save my life and the life of my brother for our souls. That's a really stupid idea. When you are that desperate, the price never seems to matter. We didn't want to die. But obviously we regretted our choice as soon as it was made. We pleaded with the root beer gods for another way to appease them, and they agreed. The root beer gods made a binding promise to release their claim to our souls if we would deliver 100 other souls to them first. That's insane. We formed a plan. We would free ourselves and take revenge on the Catfolk and the Batfolk at the same time. We would manipulate the locals into war and feed those souls to our gods. But I found another way. The root beer gods are weakened. That is why they desire these souls. They can be opposed. They can be destroyed. You want us to kill a god. 2 gods, actually. That sounds like suicide. Maybe, but it might be the only chance to avoid catastrophe. Who knows what the root beer gods will do if they regain their power. Follow me, I can explain more and tell you what must be done. Okay. So, we want to add a fade out after cat scene 1. I think that's pretty good. We are able to get around the summoning circles. That's good. We've got a bunch of chests. You know of the Pepsi headquarters, don't you? There is a great rift within the Pepsi factory beneath the office that leads into the soda between dimensions. It is there that my brother and I would commune with the vile root beer gods. Okay. Cat disappears. We keep going. I am not strong enough to stop my brother on my own. I am not strong enough to oppose the root beer gods. But you have a fucking dragon on your team. Surely you can do it. Cat disappears. We follow. Oh, yeah, this is gonna break. Okay. So our first bit of player movement here needs to have an adjusting path. So we can talk to this guy from two locations, either here or here. So... okay. This event, wait, this should be player. They need to move right, and then add another move up, skip if cannot move. This event, player, okay. Wait, another thing, we wanted to add a fade out at the end of this scene. So we fade out, and then we fade in, so that we don't actually see the companion disappear. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's check this out. Have you seen the Avatar leaks? I never watched Avatar, and I'm not particularly interested in any of the discourse surrounding various versions. This old tower has a connection to the Pepsi Portation Network. I can open the way. I will meet you inside the basement level of Pepsi headquarters. Take this key card. It will let you use the elevator to reach the factory floor. You receive the Pepsi HQ key card. Then he goes, then we go. Okay. This takes us back where it is supposed to. That is good. If I had been smarter, we would have done this a little bit differently, but that's okay. What do I use for other things? Oh no, that's Spire Town. Interiors. Here we go. We need that. Cat base. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. Would you like to enter the Pepsi Portation grid? Yes, we enter the Pepsi Portation realm here. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, for whatever reason, I never actually watched Avatar. Couldn't tell you why. Ugh. Everything I've ever seen, clips and discussion, indicates that it's an absolute masterpiece of media. Okay. So we cast the spell to open the thing. He goes in, he teleports. You seem like an Avatar fan, not gonna lie. Just never got around to it. And this should head to the Pepsi headquarters, which it does. Perfect. Okay. And we should have the key card. Yes, we do have the Pepsi HQ key card. Okay. That is fine. First important thing we want to change. Dunce flower, we don't want to be a key item. We want to put it in with the regular items so you can see the full count of it. Okay. We're going to wait a little bit before the players follow. We're going to wait a little bit before the players follow. We're going to add a little bit of a wait. And we'll have a little conversation. Malta will be like, well, might as well. And then we go in and we Pepsi port. So that whole scene should look a little smoother now. And then we are going to spend the rest of the stream time doing some initial work on the Pepsi factory. This is a big one. I have been really wanting to develop this for a long time. Okay, sounds good. We Pepsi port in. And then we will head to the factory floor. So all of this is now functioning. Make this a little bit longer. Make this a little bit longer. And we are set. Now I just want to make sure that we don't have enemy encounters on these top 3 floors, but that every other floor does have enemies. Good, okay. Oh boy. Ugh. It's time for a new map. So it's going to be sci-fi inside. We are going to make it pretty damn big. This is going to be the Pepsi factory. Going to be Pepsi factory. We'll worry about music in a bit. So this is where it's going to get kind of complicated. We had previously established a series of steps that go into the creation of Pepsi. And we are going to represent those with a variety of different stations. The only one that's not really going to be an external station is storage. So we're actually going to have the players kind of working backwards, getting closer and closer to the rift, where they go in and fight the root beer gods, and that's like the big, huge final thing of Act 3 of our game. So we are now officially designing the final dungeon of Act 3. This is going to get a little... This is going to get a little crazy. We're going to have the players appear in the storage area. So let's start with storage. Okay. This is gonna be a big-ass map. And we'll probably make it... Good God, how do I even design this? Okay. I think it's gonna be better to design our stations first. So I will show you how this is going to work. Basically, there's going to be a series of box-like rooms connected by conveyors. And... This is gonna be insane. Okay. We are going to start here. This is going to be the rift extraction room. Alright. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's make each of the rooms 3 tall, 7 across, 1, 2, it doesn't really matter how big. Okay. And then for each of these rooms, we are also going to have an input area that leads into it. So this is where conveyor belts feed. So that is the Rift Essence extraction. And then this goes to the next station. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is the swamp water infusion. So here is the second stage. That leads to the chemical dump. Each one of these is actually going to have an interior section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. Oh boy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that is the third step, the chemical dump. The next one is going to be the drone soul additive. And this is going to be placed a little bit more down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. decorating this whole thing is going to be a lot. But there we go. Here's the next area. But there is another place that feeds into it. Okay. Just like that. Oh, God. I made this whole thing up on layer 2. God damn it. To make sure that I have the maximum room to work with, I'm gonna have to rebuild all of this on layer 1. Which, honestly, is fine. This is not going to be difficult. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Up on the next layer, get rid of everything. Back to the bottom layer. So this is going to be the drone soul additive, which is also going to run the corpse processor. Which is going to be a smaller room. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then that's going to go to bottle cap labeling, which is connected to bottle cap production. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, this one could be a little bit bigger. That's fine. And more conveyors going in here. And then this room can be a little bigger as well. And we send in the factory input here. Imagine someone grabbing some soda with their hands and just slurp. I mean, they definitely could. Okay, so that is Rift Essence Extraction, Swamp Water Infusion, Chemical Dunk, Drone Soul Additive, Drone Corpse Processor, Bottle Cap Creation, Bottle Cap Labeling. So packaging and then storage is not going to be an internal space. Alright. Each one of these buildings is going to be like a fleshed out interior as well. There we go. Okay. So, packaging is another large area. Okay. Goes like that. Okay. And then that feeds out to... You know, let's actually have it feed out this way over here. Yeah, like that. Okay. So this is where we have packaging. Okay. And we're just going to have piles and piles of boxes and crates ready for distribution. Is there a quality inspector? We can definitely have a quality inspector somewhere here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay. There we go. Do I have like a forklift? Like kind of a weird thing. Oh, we've got like conveyor thing. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, these are perfect for the distribution area. Okay. What else do we have for the distribution area? I think there's actually some pretty good vehicles. There's a crane. Crane is good. Yeah, okay, so we definitely want the crane. Yeah. That should be fine. Okay. Alright. There is not a soda river. Okay, and then this all feeds into the final area, which is going to be distribution, which just contains a number of, like, Pepsi portation portals. Drawing on the wrong layer again. Okay, that is fine. That is fine. Okay, and that feeds in from the top. And with this, we can go to 89 by 36. 89 by 36. And this is it. This is our factory. We can actually shift the whole thing. Let's shift the Y by 3. We can do one more shift. Yeah, that's fine. So by 85. And we can also shift the Y by a couple of units. Okay. Do they do tours? They do not. This is it. This is the skeleton of the Pepsi factory. This is perfect. Now I need to start experimenting a little bit. Okay. So, what if I went like this? No, that's basically just an outer frame. Okay. What if I did that? No, that does not work either. Okay. These look nice and techy. So I think they make a good frame for the conveyor belts. Okay. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay. No, I'm not really a fan of that either. But we can make them look slightly elevated. I think that's fine. Where's the Willy Wonka-like stuff to it, though? Inside. Inside of the different areas. Okay. I think... I think that's fairly effective. I think that this is fairly effective at getting across the type of factory aesthetic that I'm really kind of aiming for. This is definitely not the finalized design, though. There is going to be a lot more, like, walkable space. There's going to be, like, different sections that we have to walk between. But I think that this is definitely a good start. This entire section in distribution is going to have a floor like this. Okay. Yes, I think... I think that's good. Just like that. And then we fill it all in. Okay. And then lastly, we need, like, big exterior for the whole thing. Whoops. Okay. So let's frame the entire factory like this. Anywhere that we do have walls, we want to build them 3 blocks high. Just like that. I think this is actually going to look really good. Just like that. Okay. Welcome to the factory floor. This is where Pepsi is made. And there we go. We can frame the entrances like that. I think this is perfect. I think we've actually got a really, really good start for a factory floor. That looks great. That looks so good. Okay. Last thing, we need the elevators. So the elevators are going to come down here into storage. Yes. Elevator. And switch. Okay. And then, yes, we transfer the player into the elevator. This is going to be the elevator switch. And put this door here. Okay. Now, the Pepsi elevator, if the player has the Pepsi HQ key card, then we add a whole new floor. The Pepsi factory. Okay. And the default cancel is choice 5. Okay. Cancel does nothing. Perfect. We take all of this Pepsi factory, transfers you down to the Pepsi factory, down. Okay. So, I think we need something to track what floor you are on. So, we're going to call this Pepsi HQ floor. And if you are going to floor 1, it sets it to 1. If you are going to 2, it sets it to 2. If you are going to 3, it sets it to 3. Okay. Floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, factory we will count as floor -1. Okay. That is fine. So now what we need to do is be able to reset the elevators when you leave an area. So if you are leaving Pepsi Land, then it resets the Pepsi floor HQ. We're basically going to make it so that the elevator can track where you are, so that if you're on the ground floor, you can't just keep selecting ground floor and getting the elevator moving event. It'll be like, oh, you're already on the ground floor. And then if you enter the Pepsi void, Okay, how the fuck do I do this? If you go inside, it also resets. We don't have to reset every time you exit. We only have to reset every time you enter. Okay. Wait, no. If you do this, it needs to set it to 3, not to 0. Okay. And when you enter the building from the ground floor, yeah, it needs to set it to 1, not to 0. That is fine. I don't think I'm breaking anything particularly. I mean, I hope I'm not. Yeah, set the Pepsi to 1. Okay. So now in the elevator, when you select ground floor, we are going to add a conditional where if the Pepsi HQ floor is equal to 1, it will say you are already on the ground floor. Okay. And then we copy all of that. Alright, second floor. If the Pepsi HQ floor is 2, create an else branch. Grab all of that, put it here. This is currently the last thing that we are going to do today, just to get this system up and running. Probably up and running. I am quickly losing all of my strength and focus. Okay. You are already on the 3rd floor. I mean, I guess I can test it. It's genuinely not so bad to test. Okay. That's fine. Honestly, we've made so many modifications, we're just going to replace that entire line. The factory floor, cancel default choice 5. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, and when you cancel, nothing happens. We copy this entire event, factory floor. If Pepsi HQ floor equals -1, you are already on the factory floor. We set this to -1, close, do all the sounds, and we set you down here in the Pepsi factory. I think that's fine. Let's go test it. Okay. Sure. Here's the thing. Alright, let's go make sure that, the elevator is not broken. Good. Okay, so for the Pepsi HQ, you can go back. Alright. So at this point, if I try to use the elevator to go to the first floor, it should tell me that I can't. You are already on the ground floor, okay? Let's test second floor. Good. You are already on the second floor. Good. Third floor. Okay. Nope. Okay. Fix floor 3 lock. Factory floor. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so cool. Oh. Okay. Factory floor switch didn't show up. Factory floor switch invisible. Fix that. Factory floor, you are already on the factory floor. Okay. So, if we leave via the Pepsi port, and then come back in from the front, it should reset to ground floor. Okay, it did properly reset to ground floor. Oh. Oh, there's no way to leave the elevator until you select a button. Oh. Okay, that's another thing I can fix. Why on earth was the elevator switch? Oh, because the elevator switch is actually... Okay, it's actually just a thing. Here we go. Whoops. Okay, perfect. Alright, elevator. If Pepsi floor equals 3, you are already on the 3rd floor. There we go. Nice, easy fix. That takes care of those 2 bugs. Okay. So... when you move in... Okay, no, before you move in... Okay. So the best way to do this when they move is to set some information equal to variables. So we are going to set Pepsi map ID, Pepsi map X, and Pepsi map Y. So first, the map ID. Then we're going to set the X equal to how do I do that? Here we go. Character map X, and then character player map Y. Then we are going to take map Y and we are going to add 1 to it so that it is located, so that it is now targeting the map you were on when you entered the elevator, the X you were on when you entered the elevator, and 1 higher than the Y you were on when you entered the elevator. So the spot directly below the actual elevator door, which is where we want to be. Okay. And then when you exit the elevator, we need just a basic transition point. Right, I didn't need the whole event. I really just needed these. Okay. Take that. Put them in here, below characters, player touch. Yes, that is right. And we're going to transfer the player to map ID X, Y facing down. Without changing the floor that they are on. Okay. So let's go do this last bit of elevator testing, and then we're done. And next time we can actually begin to start working on the modules within the factory, which is going to be great. Okay, so if I leave... That doesn't quite seem right. Pepsi map ID, Pepsi Max X, Pepsi map Y. The Pepsi map... Ah. Okay. We are targeting the wrong variable there. Alright, let's try again. And this is why we thoroughly test all the insane things that we put into this project. Okay. Oh, that is perfect. Okay. And then we want to make sure that it correctly locks you at the 3rd floor. Okay. That is good. And all of these set the Pepsi HQ floor to 3 like they should. So this is the fixed elevator button. And now we just copy it onto all the other places with an elevator button. The last one being down here in the factory. Okay. Ugh. That's it. We just did it. I mean, holy crap. That's kind of awesome, actually. Okay. Last thing. We are going to make sure that the factory is properly labeled for safety. Just little bits of caution tape on the exteriors of the conveyor belts. Just like that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, okay. Go like that. Go like that. Alright, these transition points are going to be a bit of a problem. God damn, that looks really good. Okay. So what we need to do is put these overlapping anywhere that there's a curve. That one is fine. That one's fine. This one is now fine. This is fine. This is fine. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Put it like that. And like that. And like that. There can be an empty swing by a soda waterfall wouldn't work. That's like a fun idea. There we go. Oh my god, that actually really sells it. Like, just a little bit of caution tape actually makes a huge difference in the aesthetic. I love it. Okay. So we actually knocked out everything on the to-do list for today. We actually got a fair bit more done than I had even anticipated. So let's start making notes for things we want on the next stream. Begin work on interior factory modules. Actually, I guess the first thing we want is begin routing the factory dungeon. Begin work on interior factory modules. Make the sprite for Volter Vite and Dead Drones. Make the sprites for Volter Vite, Dead Drones. Yeah, Volter Vite and Dead Drones. Create a small rest area in the factory with the magic cat there and a save point. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is probably all we're going to be working on next stream. Like this is actually a fair bit of stuff to do. So I think I am satisfied with that. And that's going to be it for our dragon's a health code violation. Probably. I think that's going to be it for today. I actually did wake up a fair bit as we were going through this. I actually can't wait. I've legitimately been dreading getting to this factory section for like a couple of months now because I had no idea how I would approach it. But legitimately at this point, I've got a pretty damn good dungeon here. Let's actually have this one stretch out a little bit further, just so we can put like doors that go between them. Yeah, I think we're done. Holy crap, that was really satisfying. Thank you everybody so much for being here today. Thank you for participating. It really does just help these Sunday mornings feel special for me, and I really do appreciate it. The current daily series on the channel is Warcraft 3, so you can go and watch that if you would like. Next Saturday, I will be back here with more Ogre Battle 64. A week from today, on Sunday, we'll be back here with more RPG Maker. I absolutely cannot wait. Actually, another important note. What we also want to do is create moving items along the conveyor belts. This is going to be important. We're actually going to have like factory items moving across the conveyor belts, so that players can actually like see this happening. That's going to be important. I think that's all I have. So yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next one. I'm gonna go do nothing for the rest of the day. And it is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.